This is Judge Joe Brown, and we're listening to We All Be News. News-free Dixie for the 21st century.
You know, Joe, let me ask you about this. I know you like a military historian as well too, and you told me earlier that the Fort Pillow massacre could have been avoided. Yeah, because we're working on some things to commemorate the memory of the victims of Fort Pillow massacre.
That was a tragic situation. Mm-hmm. What went down was this. The Confederacy occupied what was Fort Pillow because the way the Mississippi ran around it, it gave them a great opportunity to use it as a choke point to restrict Union naval traffic on the river. Mm-hmm. Well, when Grant used the Union Navy in collaboration with his ground units to take control of Tennessee, there was no need for Fort Pillow because there was a high bluff right behind it, which allowed a land army to shoot down into Fort Pillow. That's why the Confederates abandoned it. So General Grant ordered the fort closed down since it was useless. Well, unbeknownst to him, there were some Union officers who were smuggling contraband cotton. So they opened the fort back up without permission and put black folk in there so they could smuggle the cotton. So when Nathan Bedford ForREst decides he's going to invest the fort, the problem with it being a fort, trying to defend against something on land, becomes obvious. They shoot down. Well, Nathan Bedford ForREst forces had encountered black soldiers up in the Nashville area and up in northwest Tennessee and got their butts kicked. So he was very irate about ex-slaves doing, and the massa, who at the time had been the wealthiest and largest slave trader in the U.S. South. So there's a great deal to be said that he decided to punish these Negroes for making him look bad, particularly after they ran him out of Franklin, had run him out of Franklin a few weeks before. Mm-hmm. So he just says they got out of control, but that's the commander's responsibility to make sure his troops don't get out of control. So they did some war crime type stuff on black troops at Fort Pillow. And yet they've got him down here in Medical Center Park with his bones and those of his Stutsy wife, buried under that equestrian statue, lording it over what is now known as Nathan Bedford, not Nathan Bedford,
Health Sciences
Nat Turner Park.
Nat Turner Park, the People's Park.
Yeah, it's Medical Center Park, I think, officially, but that stuff needs to be removed, sent to some Confederate War Museum. They were all traitors. We forgave them. They got amnesty and move on. But in a majority black city, you don't need a statue on Union Avenue prominently displayed in front of the medical center of the biggest slave trader in the South. And if you go downtown on the southeast corner of the street across from the old courthouse, there is a National Register plaque that says, on this spot, Nathan Bedford ForREst and his partner Maples ran the biggest slave dealing business in the old South. Ted Maples is the great-grandfather of somebody named Ray Maples, who used to be president of the Memphis Patrolmen's Association.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Way catch it, boy.
Yeah, all kinds of stuff in there. The backstories we don't know about.
I was always curious about this Maples, because he was like a silent partner or something, like the way it made it sound. We know so much about Ford.
He wasn't the silent partner.
Okay. Wow. So this is what
he did most of the active trading, going around finding the slaves to get brought to the brokerage house, the slave warehouse. I've got a habit of calling 201 Popular the slave warehouse for Shelby County.
Yeah,
Maple ForREst operation.
I definitely hear you on that.